So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. We are here in ENDERUN College at McKinley Hill, Taguig City. And this is I am Justin Almeida, your commentator for today. And with me is Coach Russell Raipon. Coach, how was our first game today?
First game was great. A lot of good action, a lot of excitement, and I'm looking forward to game two.
Yes, it was definitely a close game until the 4-minute mark. So
Yes.
we were really treated with a nice basketball game. And hoping to replicate this in the second game today.
Absolutely.
Yes, we have the Perpetual Help Altas against the San Sebastian Stags. So should be an exciting matchup as Perpetual actually lost their first game, 75-72. And I was talking to one of their players, Richard Movida, earlier, and he said they were actually up by 17 points at the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, you just never know how those runs work, you know, in a situation where some guys get hot when they really need it, you know, that can really have an impact on the game. So if you look at our Altas player Ray Allen, he had 15 points, 5 from 7 from the field, and he had 4 rebounds against Our Lady of Fatima. I mean, that's he's putting in work, I guess, right? And then they also have Boral, who had 13 points, 5 from 11 from the field, and 10 rebounds. He had a double-double.
Yes.
So those are the guys you're probably looking at this game to make an impact early on.
Yes, and I was asking earlier, well, what led to the loss when they were up 17 points in the first half, at the start of the fourth quarter, and I think they did experiment with their lineups a bit. So Fatima started the fourth quarter with a 10-0 run and called the timeout, put their players back in, but they just gained momentum and it went down the wire until the end.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of looking at this preseason tournament, is playing with your combinations and seeing who does well. You know, and you're looking at the players to watch for. You know, for San Sebastian.
Oh, well,
You might need to help me out with this, Justin. I'm not familiar with these guys, but you know, I believe is this their first game of the tournament?
Yes, this is their debut game today, and I spoke to Coach Carl Lanuza earlier. Basically, the team is new. Them as the coaches, they've only been working with San Sebastian for 2 months, so they have some players that they retain, but they're all in the pro leagues now, like PSL and MPBL.
Right.
So now they're trying to figure out who the new guys are. Like, in absence of their best players, who's going to step up?
Well, you know, you look at a situation for both teams where they're playing with a new coaching staff. So both staffs are trying to establish themselves. You're playing with a whole new set of players. So there's definitely a feeling out period that's going to be taking place for the next 3 months. But this is the perfect place to experiment. PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup is a perfect place for these teams to establish who they are, who they want to be. So that would be what I'd be looking for going forward, is what kind of identity do each of these teams establish over the next 40 minutes.
Yes, and hopefully they can carry it over to their main leagues in the college division. And we can send it over now to Alvin Tañada for the starting lineups of both squads.
And live on our social media page, PINOYLIGA Cup and YouTube channel, PINOYLIGA TV, and broadcast over our channel community, completed on channel. This is your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. Our second game for today's doubleheader will feature the Perpetual Help Altas going up against the San Sebastian Stags. Let us first meet the protagonists for both teams.
We need the names of the players, at least they're here.
Starting off with player number 1, Axel John Manuel. Player number 2, Sean Orgo. Player number 8, Christian Pagaran. Player number 5, Nance Sevilla. Player number 14, Briggs Manuel. Player number 15, Justin Mascarillas. Player number 17, Richard Movida. Player number 18, Justin Thompson. Player number 20, Eman Pizarro. Player number 21, Jerry Bonunez. Player number 24, Inigo Montemayor. Player number 25, Angelo Josano. Player number 28, Ralph Calgiran. Player number 77, J.P. Odugan. And player number 10, J.P. Bura. And now let's meet the players for the San Sebastian Stags. Player number 0, Kit Baroga. Player number 2, J.R. Maliwat. Player number 7, Rex Gabat. Player number 11, Raymond Escobedo. Player number 13, Christian Richo. Player number 17, Ralph Gabat. Player number 18, CJ Rodrigo. Player number 20, J.R. Lam. Player number 4, J.R. Raso. Player number 5, A. Sugo. Player number 6, Gerald Paul. Player number 22, Ken Macani. Player number 22, Nico Manila. Player number 77, Alex Cruz. And player number 5, Galender Siso.
All right, and we're off to the second ball game of this Thursday afternoon as we have Perpetual Help Altas versus the San Sebastian Stags. And that's Escobedo taking the first shot of the game and misses it as Baral brings down the ball. And Coach, we were saying earlier that San Sebastian has a new coaching staff, and it's not just San Sebastian, but actually Perpetual has a new coach in Coach Olsen Racela, who just took over, I would say, about a month ago. And so both teams are still adjusting and trying to find their identity.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it takes coaches a while to be able to evaluate, to observe, to you know, sort of figure out what the puzzle is they're actually looking at first before they can try to, you know, put the pieces together and solve it. So this is a great opportunity for both coaching staffs to sort of see the kind of players they have in game situations to start to piece together what the team could look like, what the team identity will look like, you know, who performs in different situations. You know, for players who don't have a lot of experience, get them the experience here in this game. For the veterans, can they lead? Do they know? Are they in tune with the coach and his vision, so that way they can translate that to the team? So, a lot of good questions to be answered.
And that was a wonderful backdoor alley-oop play as Pagaran scores on that alley-oop. And as you were saying, yeah, it's definitely hard for a coach to take over an existing system. It takes a lot of time and effort, and of course, you have to look at what the existing situation of the team and see how you can improve it by entering and seeing the adjustments that you can make. So what better way to do it than learning on the fly?
Yes.
That's the beauty of Pinoy Liga Cup.
Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar with American football, but one of the Hall of Fame coaches, Bill Parcells, he talks about being able to be the chef and be able to buy the ingredients that you have in your pantry so you can cook. So part of this evaluation process for coaches is to figure out what kind of ingredients they have in the cupboard, in their pantry, and do those elements, do those ingredients fit the style of play they want to play? Do they need to adjust their style of play, or do they need to recruit players that fit their style? So, there's just so many things you have to answer as a coach. Yeah. So many, situations that require you and your staff really putting your heads together, figuring out what the best thing is to do. So, I'm sure both coaching staffs are up to the challenge of trying to figure out that puzzle. Obviously, Coach Olsen is a legend. He's won at the highest level. He's played at the highest level. So, Altas is in great hands with Coach Olsen.
Definitely, and he's been a part of good programs. Played for Ateneo back in college, and a winning franchise in San Miguel in the PBA.
Yes, and all of that matters, right?
Yes,
especially
exactly.
to your players. You come in as a coach with that kind of pedigree, you have instant credibility. So, and the one thing you can appreciate from Perpetual is that they executed their offense on the first two possessions. So they knew the game plan and they executed it well.
And I don't know if you would agree with me, Coach, but I feel like point guards make the best coaches. And Olsen Rosella is definitely a great point guard during his time.
I'm a big believer, Justin, that you coach the way you play. I've coached with plenty of guys who were shooters, so they coach the game like shooters, and that's why we never got along. But definitely point guards are the coaches on the floor. So if you were a point guard, I think you have an advantage when it comes to being able to coach, because you have to find ways to communicate what you know to the players you're working with.
Yeah, you're definitely an extension of the coaching staff on the floor as a point guard. So, yeah.
And then you think about a lot of the best teams, they take on the identity of their coach. You think about, again, I'll bring up UConn. All those guys play like Dan Hurley played, like Dan Hurley coached. So how well can Coach Olsen's personality, identity translate to the players on his team? The faster that happens, and I would say the same thing for San Sebastian, the faster that the coach is able to imprint his identity on the team, the more successful they're going to be.
And so for the difference of both lineups, basically from what the coaches were telling me, Perpetual this is basically their team. There might be a couple of recruits that come in, but I'd say maybe 60-70% of the players that will go on to the NCAA season is already here in this lineup. So it's more of just building chemistry here.
Right.
And on the other hand, for San Sebastian, they're, like I mentioned earlier, their pro players are in their top players are in the pro leagues now. So they're basically trying to find new faces or who can step up or fit in the system when the NCAA starts.
Right. And that's the beauty of PINOYLIGA, is that you have teams coming in with different setups, with different contexts to them. You have a team that's already established maybe, or a team that has a core, but a new coaching staff. So how do we put those together? You have a team with a new coaching staff and relative unknowns. Can the team grow together and find that pocket of familiarity and execution together in time for the season to start?
And then, so we had Richard Movida, who just scored a three-pointer for Perpetual and answered by a San Sebastian player. Actually, Richard Movida was one of the top performers in their last game. He had 12 points, making it all from downtown, shooting 4 out of 7 in the three-point arc.
Oh, wow, there you go.
And he just made one recently, so looking to pick up where he left off.
Nice. I guess the bank is open late on Thursday. That's a nice touch. Oh, that's dangerous. He went under on the handoff. Maybe you don't go under on number 17, Movida.
Yeah.
Probably got to chase him over the screen.
And he's actually a good friend of mine, Coach.
Oh, okay.
And, I'm happy to see him shine here in Pinoy Liga. If I'm not mistaken, it's his 3rd year playing for Perpetual. And, you know, he stuck it through. He had some dark times here. Like, of course, you want to get playing time as soon as possible, but, you know, congrats to him. He grinded it out, and now he's reaping the benefits of his hard work.
You know, it's a challenge, especially if you're coming into a situation and maybe as a high school player or youth player, you're used to dominating or having an immediate impact on the game. When you start to progress in the levels of basketball up to the collegiate and elite levels, your role is going to change unless you're a top tier prospect. So sometimes it takes guys a couple of years to figure out what that identity will be for them moving forward, being able to accept that and then work to get to that point. There's a lot of times where players will are given the start reality of their role and they don't accept it, and then then their career ends. They hit that fork in the road and it's like they choose another direction. But kudos to your friend Bovita that he stuck it out.
And he just hit his 3rd 3-pointer today.
So he's taking advantage of his opportunities that he's given, and he's shot ready. The ball hits his hands, the ball's let go, and he's knocking him down.
And I can't agree more with what you said earlier, that basically every player's journey is different.
One of the things I tell players all the time is you have to be able to have a level of self-awareness in this game to be successful. If you think you're a certain type of player, but the numbers or your play doesn't reflect that, and so there's a difference in what you think and how you're playing, you're going to struggle, right? The best players have an understanding of who they are in the moment, where they are in their development, and then they work to get better, or they use their strengths to their advantage, and that's how they find minutes on the floor. So, any advice for those young players out there and coaches, get your kids to have self-awareness about who they are as players and as people.
You can't have too much of both. You need the right amount of confidence and at the same time be humble as well.
Yes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a big believer of energy and joy. Like, Steve Kerr talks about one of the pillars of the way he coaches and the team aesthetic is joy. When I see you on the floor, I got to see that you're loving to be out there, that everything is important to you, everything is urgent to you. And you're looking at the play right now, you're seeing a lot of guys who have a lot of joy about the game. It might be a little sloppy here and there, but by and large, I mean, these guys are playing hard.
And definitely a fast-paced ball game to start this first quarter. And it's been a shootout as they've been answering each other from the three-point arc.
I mean, we're on pace for a 90-point, 100-point game here, so I'm not sure if the coaches are happy about the defense, but offensively they're getting great shots.
That is the modern day of basketball now.
Definitely.
This is a player to watch out for Perpetual, as he shows us right there. That's JP Boral getting a double-double in his last game against Fatima. And shows us that he can drive to the rim and gets an end-one basket.
You got to love his physicality. He extended his body. He knew the contact was coming, and he was able to stay focused and make the basket and convert. You know, he definitely looks like the prototypical Filipino wing.
Oh, and there's Boral with another rebound. San Sebastian not even being able to convert in that open three-pointer. As Movida misses his three. Oh, and can we say they're a little trigger happy in the three-point line today?
Well, I mean, that's the modern game, right? Transition threes. I'm not, I'm either going to run to the corner, I'm going to run to the wing, I'm not going to run to the to cut to the basket. I'd rather get an uncontested three than a contested layup. So, is that good basketball? I couldn't tell you, but it is how the people play these days.
Now maybe it could be considered a good shot, but I would think it would be different back in the 90s.
Oh, 100%. You get pulled out of the game immediately if you did something like that. But you have to also look at the situation where, I tell my teams all the time, there's an important concept you need to understand as a player, KYP, know your personnel, right? So if you're up the floor and you see a guy wide open, is that a guy that's going to take a shot and make it? Maybe I don't pass to him, maybe I do, I don't know.
I'm learning a lot from you today, Coach. Okay, KYP. Noted.
KYP. That's a big one for me. Because there might be a guy in the wing, and he's wide open for a reason. I'm probably not going to throw it to him. I'm going to throw it to somebody else.
Next time I play in my commercial leagues and I find out that I don't like what my player's doing, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
There you go.
And tell him what KYP is.
That's what I'm here for, Coach.
But I'm going to use it to my favor.
There
so
you
meaning,
go.
pass me the ball.
There you go.
And we have another three-pointer as San Sebastian cuts the lead down to 2. And that's number 25, number 52, Aguilar, who drains the three-pointer at the end of the quarter. And entertaining first half so far. And we'll be right back here with Pinoy Liga Cup number 1. Okay, and welcome back, guys. This is Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3, and let's take a look at the lineup of the San Sebastian Stags. So we have Jello Lintol, Bacani, Vince Suico, Singson, Maiko Pabingwit, Segovia, Radam, Jason Mancao, Hamora, and Gabat. And we also have Escobido and Felebrico and Richo, who started this ball game. And along with Una, Ronquilla, Pascual, Baroga, Velasco, Maliwat, Aguilar, and Ramilo. So that's the lineup of the San Sebastian Stags. And they are down to start the second quarter by 2 points. So we have some players to watch out for San Sebastian. Rafael Are, but he's not here right now. He is playing, I think, in the PSL. Renz Gabat was a starter earlier. He's number 7. And James Una. So these are definitely guys who we want to look out for today.
All right. Well, I think given the fact that this is a high-pace, high-possession game, I'm sure those guys are going to rise to the top, and we'll see them in action.
We're definitely going to see what they can do on the offensive side.
Perpetuals and man-to-man.
That's a tough shot by Gabat. Oh.
It's a heck of a pass from number 52.
Aguilar with a beautiful dime.
You got to love the action.
Number 1 saw the double team, gave it to his big man, and just made an easy boarding shot.
Maybe a shot that San Sebastian would want to have back.
Aguilar hands it off to Gabat, gives it to the post.
Ooh. A little horns action. Opens up the drive in the left slot.
And that wasn't an easy shot to make by Gabat.
No, I think it looked sort of like a bailout shot. He wasn't sure he was going to shoot it. Then the defender got up under him, and he said, you know, might as well just toss it up, see what happens. But the basketball gods were working in his favor. Looks like the pressure from San Sebastian resulted in a turnover.
And that's something that common that you see in college ball, pressuring full court.
Yes. I think when you look at full court pressure, the greatest thing about it is when you use it judiciously, when you use it as a change of pace to take advantage of a matchup or a way the opposing team is playing. Sometimes if you play full court the entire game, it gives the advantage to the offense because they can read it multiple times and figure out how to break it. But if you use it in the right spots, it can be devastating. It can be the change of pace you need.
Something you can do after a timeout just to change the complexion of the
game. Could be. Or like you press on makes, you play half-court man on misses. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can play it.
And San Sebastian definitely making good adjustments as they lead by 7 here in the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. And forces Perpetual to call a timeout. So we'll be right back after this timeout. This is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1. Okay, and we're back here at the Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3 as we have Perpetual held down by 7 points as San Sebastian leads 36-29. And that's not something you want to see after a timeout.
Yeah, you know what? You always tell players when you catch the ball, your first thing is to do to look at the rim and be in triple threat. Because the Perpetual player had the ball above his head, the defender knew he wasn't going to shoot, made it easier for him to get a deflection and get his hands on the ball.
Definitely became predictable as he didn't have his eyes on the ring and the defensive player didn't know he was going to shoot.
Yes. Talk about patience. With a short clock, he's still able to get a good shot against some really good defense.
A spin move to a floater.
Yeah.
Oh. And Movida actually tying his output last game. He already has 4 3-pointers, and it's only we're only at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, let's hope that he can sustain that hot shooting. He threw a heck of a hook pass to the opposite slot. I think it's a little bit too far for that 3. But who knows? I mean, he may have had that range. I don't know.
We'll see and find out.
That's right. So it looks like San Sebastian is really trying to attack that short corner off that roll and drive. So, but to continue to see if they're able to get that shot.
And Movida shows us that he's just not deadly from the 3-pointer.
It was a nice in-rhythm pull-up jumper. Textbook.
And Gabat coming out of the elevator screen.
Even though San Sebastian is playing out of a horn set, meaning the corners are filled, players at the elbow and the ball at the top of the key, I think they'll still have to figure out whether or not the spacing is good enough for them to get shots they want. That 3-pointer was taken way beyond the 3-point line. Maybe they can get shots closer to the basket. Hand back to a jumper.
And Pagaran was one of their top performers in the NCAA as well. And he's definitely one of the players to watch out for Perpetual.
There's that short corner jumper again.
Same shot, same result.
At some level, I think Perpetual will have to find a way to stop that, to prevent that shot from happening.
At some point, that jumper is going to go in.
Well, you look at it this way. The reason why that shot's open is because San Sebastian is getting paint touches. They're driving and getting in the middle of the paint. It draws the defense. Ooh. Ill-advised foul, I think. But it forces the backside defender to have to help. That's why that short corner jumper is open.
And Perpetual cuts the lead down to 4, and this time Mapua calls the timeout. So we'll be right back. This is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1. And after that timeout by San Sebastian, they make a couple of substitutions as we continue after the Pagaran and 1 jump shot. So Pagaran will go to the line for 1 to cut the lead down to 3. Oh, is that the commentator's jinx?
I never used to believe in that, but I'm a firm believer now.
That happened to us a lot of times when it was me and Alvin who were covering games.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Perpetual's amping up their ball pressure. and they're playing the passing lanes a little bit more aggressively. That and the spacing being bunched up makes it harder for the offense to operate well. That short corner again. I think they've mastered that shot. Perpetual really have to find a way to negate that offensive option for San Sebastian.
Oh, and a nice steal by number 2. But Movida. Oh! That was a great fake of the handoff.
A DHO rejection. You gotta, that's the way to get back in this game is live ball turnovers. Now that Perpetual is amping up their pressure, if they can be able to get deflections, live ball turnovers, get out in transition, they'll be able to cut this lead. Hopefully they can convert. Nope. There you go.
Boral comes in for Pagaran. And another turnover.
That pressure's amping up. You gotta love it.
I wonder what Coach Olsen said in that last timeout. It seems to be working.
It seems to be working. That and Coach Ryan, smiling on that sideline. You know he's having fun.
Oh, traveling.
Ooh. You can't fault the effort, though, Justin. You just can't fault it.
That was a scrappy sequence.
Yes. And it's those little things in the game that can shift momentum. They seem like small things, but they're really not. That ball's moving. Gotta love it. Saw it a second too late, I think. On the last defensive possession for Perpetual, there wasn't the same amount of ball pressure that they had for majority of this quarter. We'll have to see if they go back to that pressure to see if they can create another turnover.
Well, let's see if they can continue that ball pressure that you were talking about, Coach. But we'll have to see when we come back after this timeout. This is Pinoy Liga Cup #1.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
Right, and 1.5 minutes left before the end of the first half, and the ball will be with San Sebastian as they form a box A box inbound play in the baseline. And Perpetual gets the stop.
You gotta love the misdirection. They had an elevator screen happening on the ball side. Meanwhile, the offset corner guy was wide open.
Boral getting the steal with his long arms.
It's interesting that both San Sebastian and Perpetual have similar offensive alignments. Perpetual's running more of Iverson actions, but it's still two guys at the elbow, whereas we're in a horn situation down here with San Sebastian.
But it's, most of the offense is coming from the big men.
He was wide open for a three. Defense recovered late.
Oh, and a tough drive by Gabat, but misses the layup. Gives it to Boral. Goes all the way. I feel like he could have dunked that.
Yes. I think it was a business decision. Make sure that the ball goes in the bucket. I can appreciate that. They're running into a short
Just keeping
clock.
it simple.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Although as a spectator, I would love to see a dunk instead. But as a coach, it might be a different story.
Oh, yeah. I opt on the coach's side. Give me the 2 points. Especially being here in the Philippines, I tell the teams I've worked with, don't give me the pogey points. I want the 2 points.
Leave the poggy points to the coach.
Yo, yeah. Other team can have those. Give me the 2 points.
And we have on our screens the new recruits of Perpetual. So on our screens are Casanillo, Alcantara, and Maglupay. These guys are the new recruits of Perpetual. And we would love to see them play here and see how they fit the system of Coach Olsen.
I'm sure we'll get an opportunity as the tournament progresses to see them suited up and on the bench and on the floor. But this is great for them to sort of see, up close and personal, how the team operates and what they're emphasizing.
And it also shows the dedication they have to show up even though they're not playing.
Correct, absolutely.
And so far so good for us, Coach. This is the end of the first half of the second game, and we are still being treated to a close ball game. And we'll be back for the second half. And all right, that's it. This is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1.
Managing a business becomes easier when you have the right set of tools for your business. And as the premier telecommunication company in the Philippines, you can rest assured that we can provide you with world-class and innovative tech solutions for your company. Because every business needs a strong connection, so you can get the service you need while focusing on what matters the most. Like acing that presentation with no lag with Eastern IDS, a dedicated business-grade internet tailor-fit with high speeds and zero lag. With a company-owned bandwidth, you can have a strong and private connection that can give your business that much needed boost.
That concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Or to handle your processing, storage, and networking needs with Eastern Cloud, which has a customized cloud platform that's fully scalable and flexible without limits.
Oh, nasan na yung files?
They're all in the cloud, sir.
Good job!
And by staying connected and protected with Eastern cybersecurity, which helps keep your business safe from online threats. So why spend time waiting when you can spend it on building and managing your business? Let's make business more personal and achieve success together with the connection that knows you best. After all, that's why we are Madaling Kausap, May Malasakit, maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
By the Blazers. Against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. And the halftime score is San Sebastian Stags leading 45-42. So now let's give it over to CJ Ang for her halftime report on the San Sebastian side.
Thank you, Justin. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ang head coach ng San Sebastian Golden Stags, Coach Arvin Bonleon. Coach Arvin, welcome to the PINOYLIGA Cup. New coach, new system, new beginning. Kamusta po ang first few months ninyo with San Sebastian and how are the players coping up with your system?
Good afternoon everyone. Yung pag-put up ng system talagang dapat detalyado lang talaga kasi almost 2 months pa lang kami nag-start, no? Then bagong system nga, then maraming nawala sa original lineup. Yung nasa first 5 yata, 4 doon. Siguro day by day basis talaga ang ginagawa namin.
Coach, being that you are a champion coach in the pro level, what can you expect for San Sebastian in the coming NCAA Season 100?
Sa pro level kasi more on scouting, adjustment, pero dito talaga preparation talaga. Kailangan stamina-wise, strengthening, speed, talaga nandun halo-halo na talaga dahil maraming mga galing coaches, mga champion coaches yan. Isa, like Perpetual, PBA coach si Olsen Rosella and Richard De Rosario. The other teams naman talagang nagpe-prepare dahil 100 years to, importante sa lahat ng eskwelahan. At para sa Baste naman, kailangan namin pumasok sa Final Four and the rest, ibang story na naman yun.
Coach Arvin, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Of course, sa lahat na sumusuporta ng San Sebastian, sa Baste at family ko sa Davao, Davao Occidental, Davao City, Davao Region, lahat. Subaybayan niyo po kami sa PINOYLIGA at darating na 100 years ng NCAA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Justin.
All right, that was CJ Ang with Coach Arvin. And as we heard from Coach Arvin, they really give a big importance to preparation for this league. And so far, so good for San Sebastian as they're leading 45-42. And Coach Russell, what do you think of the halftime stats that we have?
Well, similar to last game, the stats are pretty even with regards to field goals made, three-pointers made, free throws, sort of indicative of the score, right? They're, within a possession of each other. I think the advantage has been on San Sebastian's side with regards to limiting turnovers. They have less than 10 for the half. And then also creating more steals and extra possessions more than Perpetual. I think that's sort of the where the rubber meets the road in terms of the success that San Sebastian has had the first half.
Yes, and that's exactly why they have a slim lead with 3 points. So everything is just almost identical.
Right, and then sort of what we talked about at the end of the first, we're on our way to a 90-point or 100-point game. So if the people out there watching, if they're big fans of fast-paced basketball, they're in for a treat for the rest of the half.
Yes, and of course you can tune in to Pinoy Liga. We're available on Facebook and YouTube. And let's look at the top performers of the halftime. We have Richard Movida scoring 14 points, making 4 out of 6 3-pointers, and Ralph Gabat on the side of San Sebastian with 9 points, shooting 50% from the 3-point arc with 2 out of 4.
So it sort of looks like we started this first, under a minute of the third quarter. It's been a little bit sloppy or frantic, I would say. And you already have a situation where San Sebastian has 2 fouls within less than a minute. So we'll have to see how this plays out the rest of the quarter.
And Perpetual seems to keep up their early ball pressure with San Sebastian, forcing turnovers on the other end.
Offensive rebound.
Oh. And Boral shows his teammates how to secure a rebound.
Yes, he does. Something to watch, though. Under a minute or a minute and a half, and there's already 3 team fouls on the side of San Sebastian. I mean, we could be looking at a situation where we have a long third quarter and Perpetual shooting free throws at a very early time in the third quarter.
And Boral getting another rebound, but hitting his knee and losing it.
Sometimes it's important just to secure the ball, squeeze the ball with 2 hands, and have a point guard or a lead guard come and get the ball. We spend a lot of time trying to split defense or split the line between the defender and the baseline or the sideline. It doesn't always work well in the offense's favor.
And I think he's the tallest player on the court right now. So after securing the rebound, he can just put the ball on top and look for an open guard.
Yes. They're off to the races.
Oh.
Well, they got the shooter a great shot.
Not the best result though.
That's okay. You're not supposed to make, or you're not meant to make 100% of the shots you take in a game. So.
But given how he's been performing, I'd give him that shot
100%. 10 times out of 10, I'd throw it to the corner for a corner 3.
Oh, as Nunez drains the free throw line jumper and finally getting their first basket of this half. 3 minutes with no basket for Perpetual.
You think about shot quality, right? Are the shots you're taking, even if you're missing, are they good shots within your offense? If they are, you got to live with it. Like you have to wonder that shot, is that within San Sebastian's offense?
Yeah, would that be the best shot possible at that certain situation?
Yes. I tell players all the time, you could probably get a shot like that anytime in the shot clock. So you have to ask yourself as a team, is there a better shot that I can get? And if there is, you want to try to get that shot. And now we're in a situation, Justin, where San Sebastian has 14 fouls, and it's less than, they still have more than a half of the quarter to go.
Well, you might be right, Coach. We're probably going to have a long third quarter.
You just got to hope that Perpetual's great at shooting free throws.
And let's hope they can take advantage of this early foul trouble for the remainder of this third quarter.
Correct.
A risky pass by Aguilar.
You know, especially in a game like this where it's a possession game within, 3 points or less, you always want to try to look for low risk, high reward plays. That's probably a high risk,
High reward.
high reward play. And now look, there's a swing, right? Whereas you could have had a good shot, maybe a foul. Now they come back and they score a bucket.
Now they're only down by one.
Oh, exactly. I think, coaches and players would do themselves well to really look at shot selection and shot quality, right? And understanding time and score. You only have a 1 point lead. Is that the shot you really need in that situation? Contested drive to the bucket.
And I feel that's the hardest part in coaching, teaching the players how to select good shots, or just teaching the maturity process of being a basketball player.
Well,
I think that's harder than teaching the X and O's.
Oh, 100%. So you look at that, and what you allow is what you condone. So if a coach or a team isn't holding players accountable for the shots they take, then, you don't say anything, a player's not going to think that's a bad shot.
Oh, and a good shot off the handoff, but no good for number 2.
You can hear Coach Ryan imploring the perpetual players to move the ball and move player movement, ball movement.
And at the 4-minute mark, Perpetual takes the lead, finally getting a 3-point lead and forcing San Sebastian to take a timeout. We'll be right back. This is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1. So possession will now stay with San Sebastian. And so far, Coach, we've been having the same theme for both ball games. It's still close here in the third quarter.
He must have really liked that pull-up 3 in transition. Yes, it's a similar story playing out. Also, something to really think about as this game progresses is which team is going to defend without fouling, right? So he's taking a contested 2, probably a shot they would probably want to get back, but because you're not allowing the guy to land or you're putting too much pressure, it results in not only a foul, but the guys going to the line.
And with less than 4 minutes, Coach, finally San Sebastian is in the penalty.
And interestingly enough, a foul has not been called on Perpetual. It's 5-0. So we're talking exactly about defending without fouling, right? Perpetual has done a better job of it, and that's why they have the lead now.
And I feel like the officiating seems to be fair because you don't have the San Sebastian side complaining about the calls either.
No. I mean, some of the fouls are pretty obvious.
But that's usually the case in some of the leagues I've joined.
Right.
Whenever you have a situation like that, you have the coaches yelling in the bench, but it seems to be clear this game.
You know, players have to be accountable for the decisions they make on the floor. So, as a coach, if your players are being undisciplined defensively, yeah, so they've earned every foul they've gotten. I don't know, it's sort of hard to debate, I think, right now in terms of how the game's being played.
But Perpetual failing to make the first free throw.
We'll have to see in the fourth quarter if that gets reversed, and maybe the refs will do a self-correction.
Well, of course, we would like to leave it to the players to control the game.
Yeah, definitely. Turnout screen. Oh, wow. Body's hitting the floor.
Open three for San Sebastian. No good.
Multiple offensive rebounds. This is gonna get you a great shot, maybe?
Oh. Two open shots for number 11, Pelebrito. But failing to convert.
He's gotta thank his teammates for doing him a solid and getting him the offensive rebound. I mean, they weren't terrible shots, but you know, you have to wonder. Another offensive rebound and the foul. Wow, there you go.
Great effort by San Sebastian, but not really leading to anything. I think that was their third offensive rebound this possession.
Yes, yes. They're going to run into a short clock with the drive. Oh. Well, you can't ask for more than that, a shot right at the bucket.
Nice give and go action there.
Well executed offense.
Oh, and that's going to be a technical foul on number 5. As JM Tulabut giving a close fist punch to the abdomen area of a San Sebastian player.
These are the moments when it becomes the most important to keep your composure, to not allow a momentum swing that can go in the favor of the opposing team, of your opponent. So
it's okay to send a message, but just make sure it doesn't get in the way of the momentum that you already have at this point.
Right. Especially with the fact that you already have the lead, and you've done a great job defending to the point where you're not even in the, you haven't, you're not in the bonus, right? So you're obviously putting the opposing team, San Sebastian, in tough spots to get good shots. To put him on the line for no reason. You know, that you don't want it to be the swing that's going to swing the momentum of the game.
So that unsportsmanlike will result to 2 free throws by Kit Baroga, but does not make the first one. So he'll get 2 free throws plus possession of the basketball.
You know, maybe San Sebastian can close out this quarter well and get this game within a 1-possession deficit. That's a great way to start the fourth quarter. We'll have to see.
Ooh. Could have been a 1-point game, Coach, if Baroga made both free throws.
Yes. Everything's important, Justin. Everything's important. Miscommunication on defense.
Then again, it's because of what you were saying earlier, that you make sure the screens actually hit your defender.
In the States, I don't know if we have this term here in the Philippines, we call it headhunting. Doesn't mean like you're trying to hurt somebody, but it means that you're trying to locate, as a screener, I'm trying to locate the guy I'm supposed to screen. That way I make sure I get full body contact. And then the defense has to make a decision how they're going to fight through the screen. But in that situation, you have 2 offensive players coming together, and the defense didn't know how to react. So that allowed for that open lane and that, you know, that jumper there. Yep.
And because of the good screen that was set, you had the player getting momentum, attacking to the basket, and just giving the help defender a harder time to close out on him.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this feels like a regular NCAA game. I mean, the intensity, the physicality. But for the most part, it's been a clean game.
This time, the unsportsmanlike foul is called on the San Sebastian player, Kip Baroga. I'm not sure what happened, Coach. Did you see what happened?
I did not. Obviously the opposing player hit the floor holding his neck, so I'm assuming in the scrum to get the rebound, maybe, you know, errant elbow, or maybe not so errant elbow. I don't know.
So 2 unsportsmanlike fouls given on both sides.
Well, it speaks to the level of competitiveness that both teams are playing with in this game.
Gardan gets it in the wing, gives it to Boral. Hands it off to Montemayor, back to Pagaran using the Boral screen. Getting number 1 open.
San Sebastian switched to a 2-3 zone for that possession. They got the shot they wanted in the corner 3, but just didn't convert.
Yeah, more often than not, in a 2-3 zone, you really leave the 3-pointers open.
Yes. I was right on the money, Justin. This is a long third quarter. We still have 22 seconds left in this thing. I can only assume that they're going to get into a press if they make this free throw. 2-2-1.
Offensive foul by Gabat as he pushes number 25 out of the picture to try to get the rebound, but seen by the referees. And this quarter doesn't want to end, Coach.
No, it doesn't want to end. For me, you have to look at that possession and figure out whether or not they could have gotten a better shot.
There was still 8 seconds left on the game clock. Aguilar choosing to shoot a three-point shot from way downtown.
He might have been able in that situation, drive to the middle of the defense. Corner guy will be there, draw the defender, and kick it out for a three as the time expires. And there's another, is there another foul?
Yep, and 2 more free throws.
Now I'm worried about guys fouling out of the game. You know, you think about situations like this with a young team or with a new coaching staff. You know, you want to put yourself in a situation where you're not hurting your chances and you're not stunting your momentum, or you're not able to build momentum. You know, it's tough if you're not putting yourself in positions to be successful. You know, foul after foul, taking tough shots. Certainly looks like the referees are trying to get control of this game. I don't want this to be a situation where I went to a basketball game and a fight broke out.
We almost had one earlier with the FEU Mapua game.
Oh, that's right.
But the referees doing a good job taking control of the emotions of our players.
Well, you know, you look at both of these schools; they have a history, a storied history of and tradition of basketball excellence. So each team, each staff is trying to maximize the advantage that they believe they have. But I'm excited to get back to watching actual basketball in the fourth quarter, hopefully.
And actually, Perpetual is in the same situation as they were in their last game, entering the fourth quarter with a double-digit lead.
Right.
And I'm sure they learned from their... There must be something with this third quarter, Coach.
I think we jinxed ourselves. We told. Yeah, but you can't really hide that elbow. I mean, like, it was, you could clearly see it. You know, in a game where there's high pressure, especially like defensively, the real secret for the offensive players, how do they create separation? Is there a better way to create separation in that, in that denial than, like, throwing an elbow and getting them off balance? I think there's probably different strategies and techniques you can use, and especially now because the referees are really watching closely what's happening on the floor. And they've already proven they have a quick whistle, so.
I won't be surprised, Coach, if there's another foul that's going to be called.
I think he just jinxed us.
Hopefully it's not a technical. A personal foul would be fine. And finally, we end the third quarter with Perpetual getting a 14-point lead, replicating their game last time, and hopefully coming out victorious. But we'll have to wait and find out till the fourth quarter. So we'll be right back after this break. This is Pinoy Liga Cup #1. And Coach Russell, we are back after a much-needed break of that third quarter. And on to the final quarter with Perpetual leading by 14.
Well, let's hope that cooler heads have prevailed with the stoppage in play, and now we'll be able to get back to basketball.
Yes, hopefully the referees let them play a bit, and I think they've sent their message that we have no room for extracurricular activities.
No, not anymore.
But what do you think San Sebastian needs to do to get back in this ball game?
All they have to do is be solid, Justin. Just the fact that they're on the catch, right? Sometimes when you look at when an offensive team is really doing well, the defense is chasing the ball, so they're not there when the ball is caught. But as long as San Sebastian plays solid defense, they're going to be able to force some, contested shots. You just got to hope they can rebound and get out and run.
And again, Coach, I'm learning a lot from you. You know, some of these things I feel like I should know already, but since we voice it out and we talk about it, it makes me understand basketball a little more.
Well, anytime I get a chance to talk about basketball and talk about the game and how I see it supposed to operate, I'm hoping that at least a bit of something may help someone else understand the game better. So, but there's just so much in this game to have to understand, right?
And even when you're teaching, at the same time you're learning as well.
Oh yeah. Especially when you compare the Filipino game to the international game and the U.S. game, there's plenty of things that I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to understand about how everything works on the floor. So I'm just so appreciative of the opportunity to be able to sit and watch the games, commentate on the games, get to learn a lot. That's another way they're going to be able to get back in this game. So you get a stop here on this end. Transition 3.
That was a heat check by number 7.
It was a heat check.
And the double foul is going to be called. But you have to love the fight that San Sebastian is showing.
Yes. A couple of things to think about when you talk about post defense, right? It really is twofold. You have to hope that the defender guarding the ball is putting enough pressure so that the passer doesn't see the passing lane, and then you have to hope that the defender guarding the post guy, it has a great angle to not allow the post pass to get in.
really all about angles and positioning of how you can defend the post-entry pass.
So, you know, in that situation, the defense was at a disadvantage because the offense had already established position, and all that extra arm stuff wasn't going to help you.
Seconds on the shot clock. Number 24 gives it to the post with Pagaran. Oh, missing the floater. Oh,
another high-risk, high-reward play.
And somewhat of a bailout call for
yeah.
San Sebastian.
You gotta love Aguilar. He's not shy about trying to push the ball and get the ball up the floor for an easy bucket.
But this time, at least he got rewarded for that risky pass.
Yes. You know, I'm a big fan of beefy guards. Mm-hmm. You know, especially with the kind of physicality you see on the perimeter. You need a guy that's able to have great feet, great vision, can handle the rock with pressure, and is a threat to do a lot of different things.
You can create a lot of mismatches with
yes.
a big guard. So, would you say one of your favorite guards would be Luka Doncic?
Oh, I'm a big Luka fan. But I'll tell you, for me, my prototypical point guard is Stephon Marbury. I don't know if you know Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, of course.
But great size, can score, can rebound for his position. I mean, I wish he would have had a better career, but prototypical point guard, he's one of them.
The best Stephon Marbury highlight I remember is actually two. One where he shot a three-point jump shot from I think it was mid-court or half-court. And then the other one was the pass when he passed it and he spun around. Those are the highlights of Stephon Marbury that I remember.
He has that. I'm a big believer. I'm a big fan of like New York City point guards. So you know, Stephon's a member of that group. Kyrie's a member of that group. The list goes on and on.
Is Steve Francis from New York?
No, Steve Francis, I believe he's from, I know he went to University of Maryland, but I'm not sure where he, maybe DC, I'm not sure.
I thought he was on that list, but yeah.
So now you're looking at a situation where Perpetual is really trying to get a great shot. They're bleeding the clock a little bit. Great execution.
And a good play by Movida to before that timeout, as he saw the defender closing out at him and drove in and found dished it to the big man for an easy two, causing San Sebastian to call a timeout. And we'll be right back. This is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
And we're back to the last below 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, and Perpetual with a commanding lead of 14 points. As Escobedo says that this game is not over, and cutting the lead down to 12.
You have to wonder whether or not Perpetual is going to make an adjustment defensively. They were in a full court press defense, but San Sebastian got an easy bucket. With the time on their side, Perpetual may want to consider doing something else.
And for San Sebastian, if they're going to try to make a run to win this ball game, it has to start right now.
Perpetual has been really successful when they've taken their time to get a good shot that seems sort of rushed. So, take a tough possession here, and then you're going trying to defend transition-wise with a team that has a full head of steam. That's it's a challenge.
After that timeout, San Sebastian goes on a mini 4-0 run with less than a minute.
Every team goes on a run. There's multiple runs that happen in a game, so this game is not entirely in the books yet.
That's a foul on Felebrico. Holding on to the jersey of number 25.
Yeah, he sealed him on the inside. He had no other choice. Wide ball turnover. Let's see if they can convert.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh. Ill-advised pass. Maybe the window was too tight for him to make that pass, and then it results in a possible and one 5-point swing. Possession by possession, stop by stop.
So just with a minute and 15 seconds off the clock, they got the lead down from 14 to 7.
It just goes to show you what one play can do. It can maybe snowball to more plays.
Oh. The referees are going to review if an unsportsmanlike foul is going to be called on Pagaran, as after taking the three, he fell on the floor and stood back up and held the arm of one of the San Sebastian players. And yes, Pagaran will get an unsportsmanlike foul, and that's going to reward San Sebastian with 2 free throws plus possession.
This game is getting chippy again.
And Pagaran is also out of this ball game since unsportsmanlike foul takes you out of the court for 5 minutes, unless we go into overtime.
Okay. You never want to take yourself out of a game for a decision you may regret, right?
Pagaran is one of their veterans.
So a play that really didn't have any consequence in terms of the possession, because you acted in the heat of the moment. They've scored, your opponent scored, and now you have the possession back. They can turn this into a one-possession game if they score on this on the score bucket right now. The fake Pinoy step.
That was a delayed Pinoy step.
Yes.
And the 4-point swing because of Pagaran technical foul.
Yes.
Or unsportsmanlike foul, rather. Ooh.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, wow.
I'm still unsure of that rule on verticality. I'm not sure about it.
But that was a great sequence as you
Yes.
saw players diving on the floor. It definitely feels like a playoff game.
And it's only April. So we have 3 more months of exciting basketball. You got to love it.
And it's only the opening game of San Sebastian.
That's right. You can really tell that both coaching staffs are coaching their behinds off. They're taking every opportunity to instruct and to give the answers to the test to their players so they can be successful. You gotta love it.
I feel like they're only fighting for maybe 2 slots in the NCAA. That's why these players are killing themselves for that ball.
Well, you know, I think that says a lot about players playing with urgency, right? You should have mentioned it. Some of these guys may be like really playing for a spot on the team. They're playing for maybe more minutes, a bigger role in the rotation. So, you know, they're taking advantage of it with a high level of energy, enthusiasm, and execution. Then you're going to show me that I can trust you and that you deserve more minutes. So I think that's sort of speaks to what you're talking about. That's the attitude that a lot of these guys have right now. And you can only do that when you compete.
And again, we go back to the beauty of what Pinoy Liga is to these players. So you get a chance to shine, you get a chance to showcase the talents that you have, and you give the coaches a chance to experiment with the new faces on their team.
Right. And the great thing is, this is not a finished product. This is only April, so you still have many more opportunities to improve, for your game to grow.
And what a great move by number 1. That's LA Casinillo with a sidestep and giving them a 7-point lead.
You know, for younger players out there, you have to try to keep in mind that your actions and your decisions never happen in a bubble. They never happen in a vacuum. What you do, what you say, how you behave, how you conduct yourself has an impact not only on you but on your teammates. So, you know, as a player, I would never want to be responsible for my team having to suffer for something that I did. So being able to control your emotions, being able to make decisions in the moment that are going to help your team becomes so important. Because you talk about levels of trust. If you're able to do that as a player, then I can trust you as a coach to put you in the game, and it really matters.
Speaking of controlling your emotions, Perpetual gets hit with a technical, and they're already up 7 points with 3 minutes left to go. And this is something that, you know, that's in your control. And
I mean, I think Perpetual had done a great job defending at that point. You had done your job. Just finish the possession, get the rebound, or get the ball, get possession.
it's just a matter of how you release the frustration that you have. Like, of course, I think Boral got. I think Boral just got. He was a little pissed about what happened since he was called for a foul, but I think he said something to the referee and gave him a technical.
Well, one thing that also becomes important in the course of a game is being able to adjust. As a coach and as a player, I need to be able to adjust to how the referee, the officials are calling the game. And if I can't adjust, then you know you're going to make some decisions that you probably want to have back.
And we're back with 3 minutes remaining in the last game for today at Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup season number 3, as Perpetual is up by 4 points, and at the start of the fourth quarter they were up 14 points, and San Sebastian doing a good job getting the lead down to 4. So now it's Perpetual's ball, and let's see how the last 3 minutes of this ball game turns out.
You know, in situations like this, often a team who's behind by a large margin, they work so hard to get back even to the game, and then they run out of steam to get the lead. So we'll have to see whether or not San Sebastian will be able to not only come back and even it out, but you know, have enough of a push energy-wise to regain the lead.
And that's a crucial offensive rebound by number 25, as he gives Perpetual a decent lead of 6 points and getting a stop on the other end.
Great box out down there by Perpetual. Allow them to make sure to secure the rebound. Now they get a chance to eat clock, run the clock down, and get a good shot.
And here in the dying minutes of the fourth quarter, it's all about execution. Oh, as number 1 makes a tough layup and giving them an 8-point lead. Oh.
The trading buckets here.
That was a tough shot. Crossover straight into a pull-up three-pointer.
You gotta love Filipino guards. They have the wherewithal to take shots like that.
Oh, and number 25 with another crucial basket.
Wow.
Was it the same guy?
I'm not sure, but it's frenetic action. Big shots being hit by crucial moments by good players.
Coach Olsen is furious on the sidelines. Maybe a miscommunication on the screens. And yes, it seems like Coach Olsen is giving instructions on how to guard the screens, because those were back-to-back plays, giving them open three-point shots.
Timely buckets. Timely buckets.
I mean, it was open, but it was still, they were both difficult shots.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to shoot off a crossover into a 1-2 pull-up.
And it's, you know, especially with the kind of pressure that's being applied, to be able to set your feet and get that shot off is pretty impressive.
San Sebastian calling a timeout and planning their last strategy for the last 1 minute, 15 seconds of this ball game. And we'll be right back. This is Pinoy Liga Cup. Okay, for the next schedule on Saturday, which is on April 13, we have the San Beda Red Lions against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. At 12 p.m. we have UP versus the San Sebastian Stags, and at 2 p.m. Mapua Cardinals versus the Ateneo Blue Eagles, and at 4 p.m. the NU Bulldogs against the FEU Tamaraws.
It's a full day of action.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
That's 4 games. And we do have already 18 teams that are joining the PINOYLIGA Cup. And it's a growing family. And we have to thank our Commissioner Wilson Ang and Benny Benitez for putting up a league like this and giving us a chance to cover these games.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think that it's very easy to believe that even though it's early in the season in preparation for these teams, that the quality of basketball wouldn't be as sharp. But we're seeing throughout the past 3 days that the basketball has been really good.
Let's not forget our beautiful venue, ENDERUN College.
Great execution. You gotta love it. Elevator screen.
Like you said, beautiful basketball.
One possession game. Who's gonna execute when it really matters? A hard hedge.
Ooh. An open shot for number 24. No good.
They're in transition on the defensive rebound.
Ooh. Ooh. Another offensive rebound by number 18. Oh, Escobedo
Wow.
blows
Frenetic
the layup.
action.
And we're tied at 81.
It goes to show you should never quit on the ball. Never quit on the ball. Man, we've been in for a great game and a great finish.
That was a 5-point swing in 40 seconds. And the three-pointers made in the last 2 minutes were just crazy.
Well, you know, interestingly enough, it wasn't like it was bad basketball. They executed, they got the ball swung to the corner and was able to get a good shot. They just missed it. And then, but the thing is, San Sebastian, they got the rebound, got able to push, and then they had multiple attempts at the basket because it looked like they wanted the ball really bad. But I'm happy to say, Justin, at least we're not going to be in a situation where it's a 100-point game. There was defense played in the fourth quarter, and now we're in a situation where we get to see these guys, who's going to get the stop, who's going to execute. Is someone going to get fouled on a play? Both teams are in the penalty, so.
I feel like every time we mention something, we actually attract it, because I was saying earlier that Pagaran was out for 5 minutes due to his unsportsmanlike foul, and he would only return if we go into overtime.
And then who knows?
Right now, we have 30 seconds left, and the ball game's tied at 81. So I think we should just, keep quiet.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back and watch.
So if you notice me and Coach Russell just stop talking for the last 30 seconds, then you know why. Okay, so let's see what Perpetual draws up for this last play.
They're in a box set.
With a sideline inbound.
Oh.
Risky pass.
I'm not sure if he wanted to jump that lane.
Oh, a tough shot.
Oh, we're in for a treat.
Escobedo with the ball. Escobedo milking the clock. 10 seconds left. Getting a screen from Risho. Escobedo step back three. No good. And the ball will go to Perpetual, but with half a second left. And the play is in review.
Does Coach Olsen have a trick up his sleeve? Does he have a play that we've never seen before that's going to get his team a great shot to end this game? We'll have to see.
The only shot I've seen go in with 0.4 seconds is a shot by Derek Fisher.
Yeah. I guess the question is whether or not, probably not. I mean, if he can get one, oh, they're putting another second on the clock.
Okay.
So you have room for one dribble and get the ball up. San Sebastian cannot afford a foul.
And it's confirmed that the possession will go to Perpetual Help. And Perpetual calls a timeout so they can advance the ball to their basket. And let's see what Coach Olsen will draw up for the last 1.5 seconds of this ball game.
You know, I think...
Right, and then for the game schedule again on Saturday, on April 13, we have the Sunbetter Red Lions going up against the Adamson Falcons. At 12 o'clock, the UP Fighting Maroons against the San Sebastian Stags. Mapua Cardinals versus Ateneo Blue Eagles, and NU Bulldogs versus the FEU Tamarals.
You know, one of the things to think about, you know, Pinoy League is preparation for the players, but it's also preparation for the coaches. This is an opportunity situationally to look at the clock, look at the score, look at where the ball's being inbounded, and as a coach, can I draw up a play that's going to get a good shot? So, you know, the coaches are also testing themselves as much as the players are. So, you know, knowing Coach Olsen's history and his pedigree, I'm hoping maybe it's an elevator play, maybe. Let's see what he's able to draw up to get the game-winning bucket.
I feel like there might be a back screen for number 25 to go straight to the basket.
Could be. Could
might be Corral setting the screen for him. I don't know. We'll see. Oh! and I guess we're going to overtime, Coach.
Well, you know what? I love the double curl. Double curl. The defense has to play both. It's just that, you know, the pass needed to be a little bit higher, right?
The inbound pass almost went in, actually.
Yeah, right. But you know what? That's what, you know. That's why we have overtime. We have another 5 minutes of action.
But I mean, who's complaining? We're here in a wonderful venue here in Enderun, and the venue's air conditioned. We're treated to a nice game.
Yes, 100%.
What more can you ask for?
Nothing. Yeah, this is. If you're a basketball fan, you should be enjoying this game and the games from earlier today and from Saturday and Sunday. They've all been great.
And I failed to mention, you also gave us donuts.
Oh, well, thank you to Sir Paul and the senior high school for that. You know, a lot of the things for me, especially as we move forward in the tournament, is the storylines, right? The storylines for each team. You know, you're hoping that, you know, game 1 will be different than game 10, right? In terms of how they play, how they improve, you know, what these games tell us about the players and the coaches and, you know, where they are. I'm excited to see the growth.
And I feel like Perpetual is really growing before our eyes now, because this is the second time where they actually lost a big lead entering the fourth quarter.
You know, and if you're looking at a team that has had that happen to them before, is that a measure or a matter of maturity of basketball experience? You need these games in order to understand what you need to do in order to secure a lead and keep it. San Sebastian did a great job of executing their offense in the first possession of this overtime. Let's see if they can do it again. We got a stagger screen action happening to a handoff.
Every possession now crucial. Oh, and Movida failing to get the rebound, but finally gets the stop, and possession will go back to Perpetual now. Oh, and after exactly 5 minutes, Pagaran comes back in.
Let's see if he can be a difference maker in this last 4 minutes of the game.
Oh, and a big shot by Movida, giving them a 1-point lead, 84-83.
He just looked like he was going to make that shot. His feet were set. He knew the ball was coming to him, and even with a contested hand, he got that thing up.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. And neither with him.
Escobedo has been making difficult shots ever since the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter. And I believe he's the reason why we went into overtime and giving San Sebastian a sign of life.
Great execution on Perpetual's part. Ball got back to the top of the key with a driver who can handle the ball and finish in the paint. He had a wide open lane.
Pagaran having momentum as well, going to the basket.
Oh no! Woo. I think he had a good merienda before the game. Whatever he ate, I want some of that.
Maybe CJ can ask him.
I know, right?
If he becomes the player of the game, let's ask him what he ate before this. And tough shot after tough shot. Both teams really wanting this win.
You know, I think it's a little bit tough, and it's, you know, for San Sebastian that he was able to sneak behind the defense and get that easy layup. They've been doing such a great job of defending. Oh wow! Man, this is a great overtime. Shots being made all over the place.
Exchanging of blows.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
And the game is tied again.
Nobody wants to go home, Justin. Nobody wants to go home.
As long as we have donuts.
Yep.
And Escobedo is open.
I'm not sure how you leave that guy wide open.
Oh!
So now in that situation, right, you know he's a shooter. You have a late closeout, and that's why he drives.
That was a good read by Escobedo.
Yes. I'm just surprised that they lost him on that screen.
Oh. We called it out even before he got the ball.
Yeah. High-level basketball. You gotta love it.
Entertaining ball game. What a way to end the second game here for Pinoy Liga.
So now they get to set up in their 2-2-1 press. A hard hedge.
Hands it off to Pagaran. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Movida with the ball, gives it to the post. Oh, free throw line jumper, but no good. Possession will stay with Perpetual.
Bang, bang play. Both guys fighting for the ball.
And there will be a review for the last play, and to see if Perpetual will maintain possession. So, Coach, we have 1 minute 5 seconds left, and Mapua is leading by 2 points.
You know, I think that the last team to have the ball is probably the team that's going to win this whole thing. It's been frenetic. There's been frenetic pace in this overtime. And the great thing is it's the players that are making plays. It's not errors or mistakes that are taking place. It's actually like execution, and it's the players that are determining the outcome of the game.
Oh, could have been a nice pass to number 25.
Isolation.
Morale going 1-on-1. A tough fadeaway shot, and he makes it and ties the ball game.
Man, that is a highly skilled shot. I mean, you gotta love it.
realizing he had a lot of length over his defender.
Oh, wow. Offensive rebound.
Oh, it's stepping out of bounds. And Boral was even trying to defend him while he was lying down on the floor.
Ooh, crucial turnover.
But you gotta love the effort, coach.
Oh, yeah. 34 seconds. All you have to do is play solid defense. Play solid defense and then secure the rebound. Squeeze the ball with two hands. If they still have a timeout left, now they can advance the ball and you can get the shots you want. But let's see how this unfolds. San Sebastian has dropped back into a half-court man-to-man. That way, Perpetual doesn't get any momentum up the floor.
Oh, and Boral gives it to Movida for three. No good. Loose ball. Gets it to Pagaran. Movida for the free throw line jumper. No good. 10 seconds left. And a fast break opportunity. But and number 18 driving to the hole.
Oh! Well, you know what? On this side here, that was the one thing that San Sebastian could not allow to happen, was a shot and then not get the rebound. But for whatever reason, they got the ball back with a dying clock, and the smart move was to attack the basket, see if he can draw a foul, and that's what happened. And now, with zeros on the clock, can San Sebastian knock down a free throw to win this game? And we're putting a second back on the clock. Okay.
So it's confirmed that the foul, there is a foul, and number 18, Filiprico, will go to the line. And there's 1 second left remaining on the clock.
Woo! I hope people are watching this game. They're missing a treat here. Man, it looks like the coaches are going to have an anxiety attack. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Nobody wants to win this game, Justin.
So Filiprico misses the first free throw. And
I know.
one more chance.
I wish we could have a camera solely dedicated to Coach Ryan. He is hilarious on this sideline.
And here we go.
Oh, there we go.
And Filiprico makes the second free throw, giving them a 1-point lead. But still a chance for Coach Olsen to draw up a play and get the win.
Okay, so the question will become, Justin, can San Sebastian defend without fouling? That's the only defend without fouling. Now, talk about verdict. The only way, maybe it's a catch and go to the bucket. So you have to beat the offensive player to the spot, make him turn. But whatever happens, you got to get that rebound. Until it's triple zeros, you got to get that rebound.
So I feel like in this situation, I would just switch all the screens.
Yes.
Since you do have 1 second left.
Well, I mean, you're in a situation where you have the kind of players that can switch everything, unless there's a post that's going to bury you down in the post. you know, maybe you don't play over the ball and you deny anything coming to the top of the key. A lot of ways you can defend this. You gotta love Coach Olsen's composure, his instructions to his squad. Next play, next play. It's such a big thing to learn as a player.
And just the trust that he puts in his players.
Yes.
And here we go. We have their point guard inbounding. Oh!
What a game!
What a game!
What a game! What a game!
I'm almost speechless, Coach. But San Sebastian takes the victory, 94-93. And for the second time, Perpetual loses this ball game, and like losing from having a commanding lead in the fourth quarter, going into overtime, and then losing it by 1 point, 94-93.
I'm sorry. I think Perpetual will learn from this. How can you not, as a competitor, not learn from situations where you put in some effort and it didn't go your way? You know, anyone that wants to play at the highest level, they're going to learn from this and make sure they don't put themselves in a position moving forward that may result in a 1 point overtime loss. But give both teams a lot of credit. It's not like Perpetual lost the game. San Sebastian won it. They went out and won the game. So give credit to both teams.
Yeah, I feel like San Sebastian just wanted it more. Like coming down from a 14-point deficit and getting it into overtime. As we go to the hymn of both schools. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The best player of the game award goes to Raymark Escobedo with 29 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And as you can see, he really kept them alive in the fourth quarter and forced it into overtime and gave them big shots in the end to give them a 1 point lead, 94-93. And that was an entertaining ball game. Actually, both games. But in the second game, San Sebastian getting the 1 point victory. And we'll give it over to CJ Ang as she interviews the best player of the game. Oh, and the schedule for tomorrow, if you just tuned in right now, we have the San Beda Red Lions versus the Adamson Soaring Falcons, UP versus San Sebastian, Mapua versus Ateneo, and NU versus FEU. So now we have CJ Ang. Take it over, CJ.
Thank you, Justin. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ng ating Antbox Best Player of the Game with 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. None other than Raymark Escobedo from the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Raymark, it was a physical game between two NCAA squads. How big is this for your team's confidence, especially that this is your first game?
Ginawa lang namin yung best namin kasi nag-ano pa kami kay coach na adjust pa kami sa sistema niya. Unti-unti namin ina-adapt yung sistema ni coach kasi bago yung coaches namin ngayon. Ayun, sinunod lang namin si coach. Binigay lang namin yung 100% sa game.
How big is your new coaching staff led by Coach Arvin Bonleon? And what are your learnings this early and how ready is your squad moving forward in this tournament?
Kay coach, ayun, sabi ni coach, gawin lang daw yung yung position ko sa paglalaro, binibigyan niya ako ng kumpiyansa, and then mas dodoblein pa namin yung ensayo namin and gagawin pa namin yung best namin para mag-improve po kami lalo.
Raymark, meron ka bang gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Binabati ko po yung family ko na sa Surigao del Norte, Anaw-Awon, and Escobedo family, Guasina family, and yung girlfriend ko, Rachel Enshu, and San Sebastian community, and yun lang po.
Thank you so much, Raymark, and congratulations. Back to you, Justin.
There you have it. Thank you, CJ. That was Raymark Escobedo, the best player of the game, and we have San Sebastian winning 94-93. And as we heard from Raymark, that medyo bago pa yung ano nila, yung coaching staff nila, and they're all still trying to get to know each other, but they still come up victorious, 94-93. So that's it. Thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Coach Russell, thank you. And this is Pinoy Liga Cup, the Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3. And thank you. And this is Pinoy Liga Cup number 1.
By the Blazers, against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.